Psychologist once articulated a truth that profoundly altered my perspective on women with body art. He stated, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate." What if I suggested that a great many tattoos are more than mere aesthetic adornment? They are, in fact, psychological missives, silent communiques etched in pigment, frequently concealed in plain sight. This discussion transcends mere fashion, personal flair, or defiance. It delves into the deeper, often darker strata of the psyche. Observing a sufficient number of personal narratives, women deliberately marked with ink, who appear self-assured and articulate, reveals a subtle yet persistent motif, a chronicle of distress. The point rarely acknowledged is this: a significant percentage of tattooed women are not projecting confidence. They are externalizing unresolved suffering, and they may not even realize it. I did not arrive at this insight hastily. My inquiry began by posing questions. Why do so many women choose to be inked during phases of intense emotional turmoil? Why do the chosen emblems often appear linked to bereavement, past injury, or internal struggle over identity? Why do some of the most vivid and seemingly expressive designs seem to echo the mind's most shadowed recesses? The more I investigated, the clearer the pattern became. This wasn't fundamentally about tattoos. It was about the subconscious self, the suppressed aspect of the personality striving for articulation. Jung termed this the shadow, the part of ourselves we deny, suppress, and endeavor to keep hidden. Yet the shadow remains, it waits, and if ignored, it seeks new outlets for expression, frequently through symbolism. What is a permanent symbol inscribed on the body but a tattoo? Consider the irony. A woman may extensively cover her back in ink, a place she can never directly observe. Is this decoration solely for others, or is it perhaps an intense desire to be acknowledged, or an attempt to regain command over a self that once felt utterly powerless? Jung posited that individuals often mistake forming an identity for genuine healing, and this is the crux of the dilemma. Some women acquire tattoos not because their wounds have closed, but because they are still actively hurting. The tattoo, then, operates as a kind of protective covering. It's less of a proud display of art and more of a cautionary signal: do not examine me too closely. This realization struck me with force. We may not be in an era of authentic self-expression, but rather an age of sublimation, where profound pain is rendered stylish, where lingering trauma is mislabeled as personal strength, and where the deepest layers of the self are projected outward instead of being integrated internally. There is a logical consistency to the powerful symbols frequently selected: vipers, craniums, weapons, angelic wings, watchful eyes, timepieces frozen in time, hearts bound by chains. These choices are neither accidental nor superficial. They are mythological, archetypal. Jung said, "The unconscious speaks in the language of myth and symbol." So when a woman bears the image of a fractured clock, I perceive not just a visual design, but an enduring remnant of a past she couldn't govern, a pivotal event that emotionally arrested her development.
Furthermore, Jung discussed the persona, the social facade we employ to navigate societal expectations. Historically, women were conditioned to embody gentleness, warmth, and nurturing qualities. Therefore, when a woman enters the world draped in stark black pigment, sharp lines, and defiant symbols, she is doing more than just asserting a position. She is actively rejecting the established persona, tearing away the traditional mask. Yet, here's the paradox. Substituting one mask for another does not necessarily equate to liberation. One may simply be wearing a different guise. Jung cautioned against this pitfall, the manufactured sense of self that emerges when we define ourselves by what we are against, rather than truly comprehending our fundamental nature. The motivation extends beyond simple rebellion. Many women who undergo tattooing describe the experience as compelling, even habit-forming. They articulate sentiments such as, "It assists me in coping," or "It grants me a sense of control." Control over what, exactly? The answer rarely resides at the superficial level. It often traces back to experiences of suffering, abandonment, mistreatment, or deception. The act of tattooing becomes a ceremonial means of reclaiming authority over the physical body, which may once have felt like a battleground. However, does this ritual lead to genuine resolution, or does it become a recurring cycle, a pattern where the emotional distress is buried deeper and the pigment grows more pervasive? Psychological evidence increasingly supports this connection. Women with heightened levels of emotional instability, traits associated with borderline personality, or a history of trauma exhibit a markedly higher propensity for deliberate body modification. The crucial question shifts from why to what is the internal void that the external ink is attempting to fill. Let me be absolutely clear, this analysis is not one of condemnation. It is an examination of psychology. It is not a judgment of women who are tattooed, but an attempt to understand why this mode of self-expression appeals to so many during significant junctures in their emotional lives. The sequence is unmistakable: relationship dissolutions, bereavements, betrayals, crises of identity. The decisions to acquire tattoos frequently surge during these emotional moments, often driven by impulse. Jung would assert that this is the unconscious seizing the reins. If this impulse is never examined, if we never pause to ask, what deep-seated need in me required this, we risk becoming a character dictated by the script of our own life rather than its author. The ink narrates a tale, but who is truly holding the pen? It is a poignant observation that many tattooed women speak of their skin as a running chronicle, a living map, a repository of memories. Yet what remains unspoken is that this journal is frequently inscribed during tempestuous emotional states. When the storm subsides, they are left with markings that signify not their forward movement, but merely their past location. The critical inquiry remains: are you genuinely progressing, or are you merely immortalizing your history? The deepest psychological stratum is individuation, the lifelong endeavor to attain psychic completeness. Most individuals never embark on this quest. They live wearing masks, reacting to old injuries, and confusing defiance with authenticity. Tattoos can feed this illusion, especially when employed as a shortcut to defining a sense of self. In Jungian terms, individuation is not about accumulating symbols, but about confronting the reality they represent. It's not about declaring, "I endured," but about probing, "Why did I become broken in the first place?" Without this fundamental question, the ink becomes camouflage, a heavy, emotional fortification. Symbols carry weight, and when you etch them onto your skin without healing the underlying sorrow, they do not emancipate you, they hold you captive. Many women subconsciously utilize tattoos to externalize what they cannot process internally. Unspeakable pain transforms into a visible symbol. Yet, here is the ultimate twist. The more tattoos they acquire, the more resonant the silence beneath the skin becomes. It's a profound paradox. The more vociferous the outer expression, the more urgently we must inquire about what is being concealed. This is the crucial turning point, and what Jung subsequently observed completely reframes our understanding of tattoos, trauma, and personal growth. There is one more layer, almost entirely neglected, and once you grasp it, you will never perceive a woman's inked skin in the same light.